Yeah, yeah. The world is yours, nigga. Every day is a win, nigga. Even when you lose, it's a lesson.
All right. On today's episode of Brahamid Speaks, talking about parents are failing their kids. Here's why. All right. Everybody talks about how kids are different today, but nobody really talks about who raised them. So today we're getting into it. This is Brahamid Speaks, game passed down, and we're asking the real question. Are kids the problem, or are parents failing them? Let's get into it. All right, Brother Brahamid, you said the problem isn't kids, it's the parents. Can you explain that?
Yeah, well, that's easy. The parents was not taught by their parents. So I'm only going to go back one generation, okay? My grandparents, I didn't get to meet them. So I was raised by my mom, and she was a good parent, single mom parent. So I didn't learn anything. Not anything, like nothing at all. I learned how to be respectful. I learned some good things from her, but I needed more work. Wasn't a bad kid either, so blessings for that. And now looking at the youth of today, they're not being raised with no discipline. Without discipline and things to do, you're not gonna have a kid that understands much. They need to be disciplined, period. Parents are not talking to their kids. They're not hanging around with their kids. The majority is, again, always on their phone. You're not giving at least a little time. I do at least an hour with my new set of kids, at least an hour to spend with them. But it's unconditional, uninterrupted, and with respect, with laughter, with a good time, within just an hour. And I don't see that. Every time I go to the park, I don't see people engaging with their children. They're not being taught anything. And it starts with you, parents. For a child to be a upstanding citizen, it will start with you.
So you're saying this generation didn't just become like this on their own?
No generation becomes on their own. No child is become on their own. If you're not being taught anything, it's just a fact. You're not gonna know anything. But you have to be taught to know something. And no one is teaching anymore. We are leaving it up to the schools. We're leaving it up to the phone. We are still leaving it up to the first one, the TV, the tablet. We're leaving it up to these things. ABC, for instance, all these little shows that they have on TV for your kids to watch. No! You're supposed to be saying ABC to them and correct them if they're saying it wrong. Not a television. There's no interaction. And they know. They know that you're not paying attention to them. Trust me. Because I have the experience, again, with this new set of kids. I have the experience to tell you, they know when you're not paying attention. I have a rule that you don't take your phone with you when we're hanging out. And one day I picked up my phone without telling them that I was going to be getting a call. So after this, I had to tell them, look, today I'm going to be getting calls, okay? So I have to answer this. Because they said to me, they were like, you're not paying attention to us. And I caused that. Because I always told them we have to be present. When we come together, we are a family that connects. And the only way we're going to connect is to get off that fucking phone. So put that shit up. And you're going to have to talk to your kids. You're going to have to engage, throw a frisbee, play baseball. It's happening out there now. Please don't get this twisted like I know that there's not parents out there who are thinking like me. I know that that's the fact. It can never be everybody. Please get that shit out your mind that I'm talking about everybody out there. That's not true. There's some people that are connected with their children. Not everybody is going to be this, what I'm trying to talk about, what I'm trying to say about some of us people from all parts of this world. You have to engage with your kids for them to know what being a stand-up citizen is. It's just the way it is.
So do you feel like that's what's missing in parenting today?
Oh, hell yeah. That's what's missing in parenting, because are they really checking the homework? Do they still do stuff like that? I would hope that they do, is what I'm saying. I would hope that you are doing the right thing and stuff like that. But from what I'm seeing, these kids are out late at night. You're talking to them and they have a little headsets on their ear. You wouldn't get that in my house, okay? First of all, you're not getting any of that shit. You're not getting a phone until you're 12 in my household. If it was my household, you're not getting a phone until you're 12. You're not messing with none of that. So you're not getting no headsets. You're not getting no little earbuds. You're not getting none of that shit. If I was in charge of the household, you are not getting a TV in your room. You're just not doing none of it. You're going to have a little books. We're going to have a little stuff for you to do on the weekend. Charity, anything else but watching that fucking screen. We are destroying the mind and destroying our kids' mind that they think that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. This is not the way that this works. They're going to get in trouble because of it. Because they're unaware of what's really going on.
So basically, are you saying parents are being too soft now?
Soft? Oh my God. I call them soft chews.
Soft chews.
I call them soft chew. That they're not just soft. You could chew them. Because they weak. We talked about that in the first episode. Because you made them weak. You're not giving them nothing to do. Again, you got to have stuff for your children to do other than watching a screen. The mind need a break, first of all. And you got to connect with your kids. We got to connect back with our kids. All of us. I'm not talking about the few that do it. I'm talking about all of us. Get off the screen.
I heard you said kids shouldn't just get things like games, phones, all that. So when should a kid earn them?
I said 12. Right before you become a teenager, I think is a fair amount of time for them to get an understanding of, okay, now I'm going to be trusting you with this thing now, right? I'm going to also explain to you what the use of it is going to be for you. When you get to do what the fuck you want to do. When you leave this house, I'm granted now, I'm not going to intervene on what you're doing, but while you're living here, I run this. I run things. I say what go until you leave. And when you leave here and you have your own kids, you'll understand. So right now, a lot of y'all ain't going to understand. But until you have your own children, I hope that you put them first. Right? I'm hoping that you put them first. And it's not the kids' fault. They just need that teacher. It's not in the school. The first teachers are at home. The mother first, and then the father come and he says his piece. But if this father now, it goes like this. The father first, then she say her piece. It would have been in my household. That's the way it would have worked.
I always hear you in our talks talk about the phone. You always keep blaming the phone, but parents give it to them. So who's at fault for that?
Again, it's both. First, it started with the parent, because remember, it's the parent. You have to set rules in your house. It has to be rules. And most people don't have the time to really talk about it before you get married. That's a whole nother subject of what you're supposed to talk about before you get married. But anyway, we'll get to that someday. But yes, it's the parents. You're not supposed to be buying these things for your kids just yet. Let their mind develop freely with their own thought of what they see. Most of our understanding of life come from a screen.
Yeah.
If we didn't have this screen, we would have our own thought and ways to think of things. But because of the screen, like I said, it's one of the most hated device ever made for me. But I love it too at the same time. I'm not saying that it don't have its good, but I hate it because I can completely see the fucking disconnect that is going on. And I don't know if we have a return from this. It's going to be bad when we return to the old. without this phone. It's not going to happen. I'm just saying that. What if we do, though? What are they going to do? Like I said, a notification can have people jumpy. You hear the nigga jumping. You go jump. Notification is not a way to live. I don't have it on my phone. That shit got cut off. When I look at my phone, then I know who called, who texted me, or who called me. I don't have no notification on my shit. Oh, and I only talk to people who I want to talk to. You can't just, I don't never get scammed no more because they already know who the fuck they're going to be dealing with if you call me. Who the fuck is this? Get the fuck off my phone. Don't you ever call this phone again. And they don't. So I'm good.
I feel the hell out of that. So are you saying kids are being raised by devices nowadays?
Oh, they're being raised by device. You put it in a 2-year-old, you take it away from him. When the phone dies, a child cries. Sometimes I don't need to rhyme. It just happened. When the phone dies, a child cries. That's not good, people. It's not good. That should not be happening to a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and so forth. Even a grown-ass motherfucker. Niggas be like, oh, shit. I'm going to give you a prime example of somebody almost getting killed at the airport. He has a headset on, dumbass nigga. A headset at the airport where it's loud as fuck. He's getting ready to walk into a prop. Who you think saved his ass? I did, because I don't have nothing on I'm at work. The prop is going, he's walking towards it because he can't hear it, so I had to grab him from the back and pull him back before the shit cut him in pieces. These devices have ruined mankind. Ruined us. On all these fucking apps and all this shit that you think gonna change you in some kind of way. There is good in it, I promise you. I know, because I use it. There's good in it. But not for your kids.
I feel that, man. Do kids really need both parents, or is one enough?
You need both parents. You really need both parents. He needs to say, mama, daddy. Mama, you need to be able to bounce off the two energies that's in the home. If it's just one, it's mama, mama, mama. My mama gonna get tired of just hearing her name all the goddamn time. The energy need to bounce from daddy to mama, mama, dad, dad, mom, mom, dad. Because then they're gonna understand the dynamics of when they get older, that they're gonna need somebody too for their children, both of us, because they need that energy to bounce off. One bring one thing, the women bring comfort for the man and the kids, and the father brings stability. Everything else falls into his place, the finance and other stuff. The stability means that he had already been stable. He had already been, his foundation had already been built. That's the only way it'll work for him, if his foundation is already built, to bring somebody else into his life, a woman, and then bring kids. Oh, he better be ready. But most of the time we're not going to be ready because we want to be out there fucking, man. So we're not going to be ready. There's a lot of slip-ups that happen, and some kids don't have both parents. I get that. But you need both parents because they need the energy to be bouncing from man, female, man, female, man, female. It can't just be woman, 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 woman. They're going to become sensitive with just women energy. Too sensitive. It's good. Women energy is good. But you need that strength too energy, where he gonna tell you straight. Like me, my kids respect me. They respect the shit out of me because I don't tolerate that. When I call them, they have to go in they instantly go in another room if it's too loud in that particular room, because they know I'm not gonna talk to them if it's loud over there. So you gotta go. But now they do it instantly. I don't have to argue with my kids. When I was there, they were washing their clothes from the time they were 8. You're going to do what I tell you to do. And it's going to be fun. I'm not a mean person. I don't whip kids, first of all. I don't believe in whipping kids. So.
So what happens when they don't have both?
When you don't have both parents, again, you don't have somebody else to tend to you, where mama have to go to the grocery store, or daddy have to go to work. Or mama have to go get her nails done. She may not want to take you with her. Certain places she's not supposed to be taking you with her, you know. But because she's single, or he's single, which is rare, but I'm just going to throw him in there because, you know. But it always ends up with the women, true. But she takes her kids places that she really shouldn't be taking them, but she has to. And it throws them off from the stuff they hear, what they see. That's grown-up business. But she didn't have no other way to go about her own business, because now she have 2 little cubs next to her. And if you leave them at home, like they do in the animal kingdom, anything can happen to them. So you got to take them with you from time to time. And a single parent is just not the way to go about it. If we could change that one thing, I would wish that we could become a family again. A man, a woman, and at least 2 children. Why I say 2 children? Because she's going to need somebody to play with to not disturb you all the goddamn time. She need a sibling. There's always supposed to be a sibling in there. 2 or 3. But I'm going to stick to 2 because it keeps you safe. Where it's more affordable. I grew up in a 16-kid household. Number 8. I'm number 8. So I'm here to tell you, you don't get no love. You don't get no attention in the kind of what you're looking for. I stopped looking for it a long time ago because I realized my mother is busy with all these kids. So you go out there and you find it with your friends and your gang or whatever may happen to you. Gangs didn't happen to me, but you know, your friends or something like that. You go out there and you find it and you go have fun. And you make sure that you find a time to be peaceful with the life that you were given as a kid. You made it, you should feel very thankful if you made it wherever you are right now. Be very thankful that you're here.
So what's gonna happen if this keeps going on?
More crime, more mobility, more unawareness. People are going to be lost out there because they don't even know how to get around. We need that phone again for that fucking GPS. I know how to get around. I don't need that GPS on my phone. I know how to get around this city, but I guarantee you, if I take away 80% of the people's phone, they would know how to get from here to the other side of town. If I give them an address right now, they wouldn't be able to get there. You give me an address, I could get there. Or I will find a way to get there without my phone. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to be lost. You're going to so be lost. You won't even know where you're at. You won't even know landmarks. You won't know shit. Because you were looking down on your fucking phone. You're supposed to be looking up to see where you're going. But no, we give them the phone. It was supposed to be a smartphone, but I always called it a dumb phone.
So do you feel like all of this has us not having any survival skills and having a weak mindset?
No survival skills whatsoever. No type of mindset. Lost. Oh, so lost. I don't even know how much to say. I'm telling you, you gotta teach your children more. You have to do more. It's not just the kids, because again, it starts with the parents. Like I always say this, I would slap the parents first and then whip your kids.
So I'm gonna ask you, what are certain things a parent should be teaching their kids about by the time they're 18?
When to get up on time, to be on time, to take out your clothes before you go to school, to iron your shit, some kids don't even iron. Their mama do it. Their mama do everything for the damn kids. No, I didn't do that. No, you're gonna learn how to do the shit early, because if anything is supposed to happen to me, I want you to at least know that you learned something, that he taught me something. You're gonna learn how to do a lot of stuff with me early. That TV is not on. That stuff it's not happening, because I want you to be prepared when you step out there in this world again. So most people are going to be lost. And it's coming to where more people are going to be lost. It's happening now as you look down the street. Every time you drive down the street, you see stuff strewn on the sidewalk from an apartment or a home somewhere, because they are lost.
Yeah, that is very, very true. What did you try to do different as a parent?
Be there. Be there. Even if it's for just that hour, it matters. It matters. That hour, and I mean that hour without that fucking phone again. I'm telling you, I see. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I see it and I get so discouraged that here I am with my kids, and other kids are coming to ask me to put them up on the bars or swing them and shit like that. It hurts me. And I used to always say, or I still do to this day, because I still have a young kid. She's 9. And still to this day, I'd be like, where is your parents? They're sitting in the car, smoking their weed, not there with their kids. I'm a hovering parent for a reason, because I want the other kids to know that there's somebody there to protect her or him. So I'm a hovering parent. I'm there with you. I brought you to the park. So since I brought you to the park, we're going to be at the park. There's nowhere you're going to be that I'm not. So you have to be there. You have to be connected. Not on the phone. Good Lord. Not on the phone, okay? Please, people, get off that shit.
So, if you had to give parents one rule, what would it be?
To set up your life in time. Trust me, it makes it easier. I'm a little bit more lazier today because I'm a little bit older. I think I have a right to be that way. But I still get my shit done. Don't get it twisted, okay? I can only go grocery shopping in the morning. I can only go wash in the morning. If I'm not done by 12, I didn't do anything. I can only go work out in the morning. I only do stuff early because later on I want to go have my happy hour. I always get shit out the way first. So what I'm gonna tell you is have a time that you can get shit out the way so that you can spend time with your kids. Get it out the way. And that's the way I always operated. Everything had to be done in the morning first. Because I like happy hour. I thought it was one of the greatest ideas ever. And I want to be able to smoke my weed around that time and drink my brew consistently. So if you ask me to do anything for you, it would need to be in the morning so I could say yes.
I would say this is probably the last question I want to ask you. What is a good time for a parent to tell their kids, okay, it's time for you to get up, get your stuff together? Some parents say 18, some parents are before 18, some parents are after 18, or like 22, 23. Like, as a parent, are you supposed to be training your kids from young to leave the nest early, or do you feel like it's strategic that they stay home for a few years and build themselves up and then leave home? What do you think?
Well, first of all, the kids are not going to want to stay home. I know parents think that their kids are want to go. I know some parents think that these are the ones who can afford them to stay home, first of all, right? But if they are staying home, they are going to need to work while they are staying. I hope that's in the plan of that parent, that they do want them to stay at home. I don't see nothing wrong with it. When you should first start telling them, I'm going to go with the sooner the better, right? And again, I always put things in time. There's a thing that I always go by, that when God said it first and then man said it, right? God said you're a woman or a man when you're able to procreate. Man says when you're 18, right? You're a citizen of the earth we live on, and man rule over it, whether we want to admit it or not. And then God comes in because you can't live forever. So he already came in a long time ago. So anyway, you're supposed to be talking to your children as soon as they're able to procreate on what the life is going to be like as time goes by. These are aware parents. I know, again, there are people out there who I know think like me, and you're supposed to be preparing your kids step by step. So that age for me, when it's time to actually show you, not show you, I'm showing you, but you're now ready to show off your wings. That age for me is 25. Why 25? 18 to 25 is 7 years, right? So I want you to be on halfway there on your money, especially in this scenario. I want you to be halfway there with your money. You already had the morals now. We already taught you everything you need to do. You need to know. But you don't have the money just yet. Your money, not our money. That's our money. We built that. I'm really not supposed to be leaving it to you, but we will. Because who else are we going to leave it to, right? But we're really not to. But we would hope that you get your own. So you're halfway there if you're staying with me by 25. You're going to already have a job, a career by 20, and ready to go. And I'm hoping that when you're ready to go, you have somebody to share this with and to start the next generation. If you're not, that's fine for men. But for women, she better, by 25, she better be already locked in, because time is ticking for y'all. Time is just ticking. But men, don't think that it ain't ticking for you too, because age kick in and you don't want to be stuck in your way. So you too got to get on the bandwagon and start to procreate again, and get these kids to be prepared for what's going to be coming up. So what I'm trying to say is, you have to be ready, people. Be ready, and you won't never have to get ready.
Well, is there anything else you want to tell the people before we wrap this up?
You're going to understand only when you have kids. If you're listening to me now, I'm telling you, they just need an hour. Undivided attention though. No distraction while you're with them. They want to see you looking at them in their face. They want to know that you are there, because they know they're going to look back and resent you. Like, and they're going to call you a bitch or that nigga later on in their life. In their own way, not in your face, but I'm going to be like, man, you never looked at me, man. Always on that fucking phone. Get off the phone.
All right, y'all, that's Brahamid Speaks. If you're a parent, this ain't to judge you. This is to wake you up, because what you do now shows up in your kids later. If you like what we talked about today, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. All right, you guys, we'll be back next time.
Yeah. Yeah. The world is yours, nigga. Every day is a win, nigga. Even when you lose, it's a